Um, yeah, I think that's, looking back on it, I think it's more, one of us have got to be there at the end. Leaving, that many runs for our bottom order to have to deal with, obviously, is less than ideal. I think if we're going to be super critical, it'll be, one of our top order, well, in that situation, one of our middle order really needs to be there at the end, to get us over the line. Yeah, I mean, it's always frustrating getting out, even more frustrating when you feel like you've got the game in your hands. And yeah, I mean, rather than going away and being too down on myself, you've got to look at these things and assess them and learn from them. We've got a T20 World Cup coming up, and there'll no doubt be put in a similar situation at some point in that tournament. So these are all great learning experiences for us as players. So hopefully we all go away and we do that as individuals. Yeah, I mean, look, in an ideal world, we would have loved to have gone into the next game, already won the series, but sounds weird saying that we've got a positive out of losing, is that, we go into the next game with huge amount of pressure on our shoulders as a team, because whoever wins that game wins the series. So, that's great for us as a team, especially with the T20 World Cup coming up, because the more pressure situations we get put into as a team, the more that we'll benefit from it. Oh, I mean, look, it is a final, because if we don't win, then we lose a series, and we don't want to lose series. We want to win, and we want to make a habit of winning. And as I said, the more situations we get put into where we've got pressure on us and we keep prevailing, that's just going to do us the world of good. Oh, I think that definitely, hit the nail on the head in the first three games. I think the wicket and the conditions definitely changed second innings, whereas this is the best wicket we've had this series. We knew that straight away after the first couple of overs, with Jofra and Muddy, where the wicket didn't have that sort of up and down bounce where it did the first couple of games, and the ball skidded on nicely. But yeah, you've got to give credit to India in the way that they bowled. They realised quite early that taking the pace off the ball and digging it into the wicket was actually quite tough. So you've got to hold your hands up and then congratulate India on the way that they bowled. Well, I mean, he's a fantastic bowler, and you look at the skill that he possesses, particularly just talking about this form. He's got raw pace, but he's got a huge amount of skill, and I think he's really showing that off this series. Bowling at the top of the order and bowling at the death, there's no harder thing to do as a bowler, and he's prevailed every time. So, yeah. Huge congrats to him on getting his career best figures, but the things that he does on the field are becoming less surprising, especially with the white ball in his hand. I think it's always great to have in your armoury, but if you look at the way that the two attacks are based, it's different. We got three guys who bowl at over 140. We've got Woody who bowls at 150. So. You've got to use your strengths as a bowling team, and our strengths as a bowling team is bashing out a length, at 145 with Jofra, CJ and Woody as well. And on the other hand, India's strength is being able to expose the conditions with their slow balls. So I'm sure India would want the pace attack that we have, and vice versa. To have the skill that India have. In delivering, their execution with their slow balls is something, that we know that when we come back here, that, if we're able to do that as a bowling group, then, we're going to be good.